Most people don't need another plan. They need to get off their ass and move. That's not me talking. That's Jack Ma, in action, in life, in truth. He didn't wait. He didn't overthink. And neither should you. Let's get brutally honest. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they think too much and do too little. Everyone wants to dream big, but very few actually wake up and move. We confuse effort with intent, hesitation with wisdom, and planning with progress. Laziness isn't always about slacking off on the couch. It's disguised as waiting for the right time, endlessly researching, getting caught in perfect plans, or letting fear dress up as logic. What kills your energy isn't always exhaustion. It's the endless loop of what-ifs, should-haves, and maybes. It's spending your best years overanalyzing, procrastinating, and trading action for imaginary safety. While you run mental marathons, your dreams gather dust. Hear this: overthinking is self-sabotage. Laziness is a mindset, not a physical condition. And standing tall against this world of hesitators is someone who had every excuse to quit, every reason to be lazy, and every opportunity to drown in doubt. Jack Ma grew up poor, failed at test after test, got rejected from dozens of jobs, including KFC, and watched his first businesses flop. But he didn't quit, didn't wait, and didn't let fear disguise itself as planned. He moved. Jack Ma's story is not gentle. It's gritty. It's a blueprint not for the soft or the safe, but for those who are sick of watching life pass them by. He is a living warning sign, and a torchbearer, screaming, "Enough thinking. Act." This speech is a wake-up call for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and students who are stuck, not by circumstances, but by mental quicksand. It's time to stop blaming exhaustion, stop excusing inaction, and start winning against your own hesitation. The world is full of almosts and maybes. Don't let your story be one of them. Today, you meet your new coach, and your new enemy, your own excuses. This is war, not therapy. Ready? Good. Because Jack Ma didn't wait, and from now on, either will you. Number 1. You're not tired, you're unfocused. Jack Ma was not born into riches or comfort. As a young boy in Hangzhou, he got up before sunrise every morning, not for extra sleep, but to greet foreign tourists at a local hotel and practice English for free. Day in, day out, rain or shine, he was there. When his classmates relaxed, Jack was hustling to learn words and stories from strangers, fueling his vision far beyond what his own city could offer. Was Jack superhuman? No. He had every reason to stay in bed. He worked long hours, failed exams repeatedly, and came home exhausted. At night, he could have chosen rest. Instead, he chose growth. Most of us aren't really tired. We are cluttered. There's a world of difference. Principle: lazy people confuse tiredness with mental clutter. You say you're too tired to build that business, launch that side hustle, or study an hour more? Here's the raw truth: it's not exhaustion stopping you. It's the weight of a dream you don't fully believe in, buried under doubts and distractions. When your purpose is crystal clear, your energy multiplies. When you align action with intention, you create momentum. Jack Ma once said, "You should learn from your competitor but never copy. Copy and you die." He didn't mean just business, he meant life. Don't copy other people's laziness. Don't mimic their low standards. Find your flame. When you do, you'll stop whining and start winning. Contrast: the overthinker versus the doer. Overthinkers are haunted by what could go wrong. They scroll, research, and dwell, draining energy without moving forward. Doers act, fail, and rebuild. They work through the fog, not around it. Action step: cut the excuses. Quit telling yourself you're tired. Think back to Jack practicing English when nobody paid attention. Find your one reason bigger than your 100 excuses. Choose clarity over comfort. Find what makes you come alive, and attack it, tired or not. Number 2. Fail fast, move on. How many times have you replayed a failure in your mind, so much that you never risk again? Jack Ma's failures didn't stop at school. After college, he applied for 30 jobs. Yes, you read that right, 30 straight rejections. KFC came to Hangzhou and hired everyone in his group but him. Even police school turned him down. If that was you, would you think maybe the universe is telling you, you're not meant for success? Jack didn't. He shrugged, learned, and moved. When his first ventures failed, a translation business, a travel platform, he didn't drown in regret. He taught himself and got back up. Principle: overthinking is fear wearing a suit. Thinking is important until it turns into avoidance. We convince ourselves that more meetings, more analysis, more wait and see. Time is smart. But overthinking is the armor for terror. We don't want to risk failure, so we dress avoidance up as caution. Jack Ma once said, "If you don't give up, you still have a chance." Giving up is the greatest failure. Winners aren't always the smartest. They just refuse to sit in failure and self-pity. They treat setbacks like stepping stones, not tombstones. Contrast: overthinkers rewind failure until the spark of risk is dead. Winners treat failure as tuition. They invest it, move on, and try again. Action step: stop building the perfect plan that takes a year to launch. Make 10 small moves today, even if messy. Email that customer, launch that demo, pitch that idea, even if you're not ready. Do it fast, do it messy, and move on. Number 3. Start now, before you're ready. Alibaba's legend didn't begin with $1 million loan or Silicon Valley pedigree. It started with Jack Ma and a handful of friends, cramped in a tiny apartment with ancient computers, trying to connect Chinese businesses to the world. They had no funding, no expertise, and in Jack's words, no tech. They had only one thing: action. Jack didn't wait for someone to bless him with permission or accelerate his learning curve. He didn't spend years perfecting a business plan. He and his small team built, launched, asked, failed, and improved, in public, in real time. Principle: imperfect action beats perfect hesitation. The graveyard of world-changing ideas is filled with plans that never left the notebook. Paralysis by analysis. I'll start when I'm ready. Guess what? If Jack Ma had waited, Alibaba would never have seen the light of day. Jack Ma said, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." The only way to get to your sunrise is to move, even through the darkest hours. Winners aren't always first. They're just first at. Contrast: overthinkers aim for flawlessness. Weeks pass, but nothing ships, nothing starts. Doers start with what they have. They leap, learn, and course correct, getting real feedback, not just imaginary scenarios. Action step: take one action today in the direction of your fear. Don't let your brain talk you out of it. Don't let tomorrow steal what could have been done tonight. If you're not embarrassed by your first try, you waited too long. Number 4. Work smarter by working first. Everyone wants shortcuts. Everyone says, work smarter, not harder. But most skip the crucial step: working first. When Jack Ma started, he wasn't the boss. He cleaned floors, made calls, took every menial job in the company he founded. He did what nobody else wanted to, not to show off, but to learn and build credibility. He didn't wait to think like a CEO. He became one by understanding every piece of the business, by getting his hands dirty every day. People paralyze themselves with research. I'm learning, preparing, reading. That's good for 1 hour. What about the next 23? Winners aren't afraid of temporary chaos. They trust that action creates clarity, not the other way around. Principle: lazy people wait for perfect timing. Leaders create it. You can't optimize what doesn't exist. There's no smart way to win without momentum. Over-researching, over-optimizing, that's just laziness in a three-piece suit. Jack Ma's philosophy: if we are a good team and know what we want to do, one of us can defeat 10 of them. When you move, you build influence. You attract believers, not just in your ideas, but in your ability to execute. Contrast: overthinkers convince themselves that preparation is the win. Doers prepare just enough to step forward, then let experience do the teaching. Action step: block 1 hour every day for non-negotiable, messy, hands-on effort. No phone, no planning. Just work. The only metric? Momentum. Number 5. Your excuses are louder than your goals. Jack Ma faced ridicule and doubt not just from strangers, but from everyone: friends, partners, investors, even himself. People laughed at the idea of Alibaba. His first pitches bombed. Even his wife wasn't sure he'd succeed. The louder the world doubted, the louder Jack worked. Most people spend more time building the case for why things won't work than trying to make them work. Your inner critic gets all the screen time. Your goals get lost in the noise. Principle: the laziest people are often the loudest critics, even in their own minds. When you're busy criticizing, you're not building. And when you're defending your laziness to others, it's because you know you're losing the fight with yourself. Jack Ma's challenge: never give up. Today is difficult, tomorrow is much more difficult, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. Your excuses will sound smart, but your actions will look empty. At the end of the day, regret weighs a ton. Effort weighs an ounce. Contrast: overthinkers are masterful critics of everything, especially themselves. Winners are their own best supporters, even when nobody else claps. Action step: write down every excuse you find yourself making. Burn the list. Literally, or virtually, destroy the evidence. Now, make one move before the end of the day. Action silences doubt. The battlefield is in your mind. Overthinking isn't strategy. It's self-sabotage dressed as wisdom. Laziness is not a condition of the body. It's a virus in your decisions. It seeps in quietly, through caution, hesitation. Just one more plan. Or maybe next week. Worst of all, it feels smart. You trick yourself into mistaking worry for work and stress for progress. One day, you will stand at the crossroads of regret and risk. One day, the dreams you shelved will ask why you never tried. Will you tell them you were tired? That you needed more time? That you were waiting for perfect? Picture this: 2 men carry a heavy bag. One is weighed down by the burden of what could go wrong, every failure, every doubter, every reason to quit. The other is weighed down by only one thing: the risk of trying. The first man never moves. The second gets stronger with every step. You can carry the weight of regret your entire life, or you can carry the weight of risk for a season and break through. Jack Ma's life isn't just an inspiration. It's a mirror. He is the reminder that the world owes us nothing, except the chance to act. Every moment you wait, someone moves. Every excuse you cling to is a draft of your own obituary. So here's the challenge. For the next 30 days, scrap the plans. Drop the doubts. Move. Try. Fail. Stand up. Move again. Not because you're guaranteed to win, but because every action cuts deeper than 1,000 thoughts. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you stopped thinking and just did, for 30 days straight? Imagine the strength you'd build, the confidence you'd feel, the regret you'd erase. Because in the end, and here's the final truth, if you're still waiting, overthinking, hiding behind excuses, you're not lazy, you're just scared. And today, fear loses. Now go do something about it.